Idlewild.
I think a lot of people missed out on this one because they want to see like a Menace to Society or Boys in the Hood type movie in ATL, but this is not that.
Didn't really achieve the commercial success that other hip-hop films had, but it was a bold experiment.
I think more people should reconsider it.
On this episode of Hip Hop Movie Club, we'll tell you why you should reconsider this bold film experiment by OutKast, where Idlewild fits in the hip-hop canon, why it signaled the end of this legendary rap group, and the contrary opinion about the film.
Set in Prohibition-era Georgia in the 1930s, Idlewild portrays a story of two childhood friends going in completely different directions. It showcased how artists were expanding traditional street narratives and your traditional urban plot lines, which we saw so many of those, and we cover them, and it gets a little repetitive, see like New Jack City and so many others, Menace to Society, all this stuff, the same type of theme. Coming of age story, people get caught up in the wrong thing, and it does reflect a lot of real life. So this just stands out as like, wow, they told a story, a period piece, and showcased their rapping talents mixed with the jazz of the time.
Yeah.
This blends the jazz age aesthetics with the hip hop sensibilities, stylized Prohibition era fantasy, which is kind of like that Cotton Club, Moulin Rouge type feel. So I got some good vibes out of it. I was really, really into it. Captured my attention. Definitely a musical showcase of OutKast. They provide the entire soundtrack as well. I didn't know what to expect, but I was thoroughly entertained with it. But the guys from OutKast just shows their creativity and their like ambition in film, their artistic vision. Yeah, I think the costumes were up to par as well. Like some flapper dresses.
Because I remember when it came out, and I immediately bought the soundtrack thinking I was going to hear Elevators or, something along those lines, or Southern Playlistic Cadillac music. And listening to the soundtrack, I didn't get it at first. I really didn't get it. So I didn't really listen to it often because it was just like, okay, they're not rapping really. When they are rapping, they're rapping over the different music. I'm like, I don't get this. Years later, now it's on cable a lot. It would always be on. And that's when it sparked my interest. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is actually a really good movie. And it's thoroughly entertaining.
It's got all the elements. It's got character development. It's got drama, action, love story.
Yeah.
All those elements work really well together. And the period piece it's great visual. So when you're talking about where does it fit in the hip hop canon, it's a hip hop period musical, which is unusual territory for the genre.
This is like Hamilton, but not in the Revolutionary era.
It occupies a unique space.
A lot of those other films are cautionary tales from the modern day standpoint. There's always crack epidemic or gang violence. Like you said, it does get to be repetitive. What I definitely appreciated the most, the Cotton Club-esque club scenes, and I like the style, the dress, the cars, the visuals, and the choreography, like the dance scenes. Like they were having like small, like almost like little dance ciphers while Big Boy was performing on stage. The dancing was nice. This film, it is somewhat of a cautionary tale. You do see some of the negatives that were going on at the time, but the period it's untapped from this perspective.
If you want to dive a little bit into the soundtrack, I thought that Chronometrophobia was catchy. It was a really catchy song with all the birds. Yeah, the cuckoo birds, and he's in the bathtub, and it was catchy. I was definitely nodding my head to most of the songs.
I like that bow tie song and the rooster song. I thought the Idlewild soundtrack was going to be like that Speak Out of the Box Love Below album. Each one of them just showcasing themselves. I thought this was going to be like similar, but them together. But it wasn't really, it was like, wow, I was like, wow, what is this? It's not a hip hop album per se. It's like, I can't nod my head to this. I can't get jiggy with this.
This sort of prefigures Andre 2000's flute album they put out.
Yeah. There were some anachronisms. Well, I noticed I was actually had captioning, and the one song mentioned Luther Vandross, and I'm like, that doesn't play the 30s. That was one thing I saw, but
Luther is timeless, but not that timeless.
it was anachronist on purpose because you did have hip hop. Like it had the piano mixed with 808s, and there's some of their signature stylings.
Yeah.
Along with the jazz, which is neat.
This is like their breakup movie. You could kind of tell they're going in different directions.
Yeah.
Well, this came out of Speaker Box Love Below, and which was like their double solo albums.
Yeah.
As an OutKast album.
Yeah.
Their swan song album.
Yeah.
They weren't much long for the earth, after this movie come out. You can see it happening. Like, oh, they are on divergent paths.
Yeah. Nah, you're right.
I didn't enjoy it as much as you guys did. I thought Andre 3000 was a little flat acting in this movie, but I do appreciate that they really swung for the fences on this. And they didn't hit a home run, I don't think. They hit a solid double, stand-up double. But I don't know, the pieces it threw into this gumbo didn't hang together. I think Terrence Howard just ate them alive. Terrence Howard is a legend. He's a darn good actor. And yeah, he's definitely the best part of this for me in this film. The rest of it, yeah, I just thought, is this over yet?
Man.
It didn't really have a great plot. We got these musical numbers, but they're not like OutKast songs. I mean, there are, but they aren't. Yeah, I didn't.
A lot of it was like almost like spoken word over the jazz. I dug it.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you any of the songs. Nothing like stuck with me. I'm like, oh, that was a really great song. They just sort of like, oh, here's a great like musical number and it's very well choreographed. Like Busby Berkeley, Be Proud. Didn't really hang with me. I was like looking at my watch. This meeting could have been an email.
It is funny because that's probably the reaction a lot of people had to seeing it. I think a few people probably went out and saw it and came back and were like, yeah, y'all, don't bother.
It's why people slept on it.
You guys ready to go around and rate this film?
Sure.
Boogie. For Idlewild, would you bring this funky flick back or leave it in the vault?
I'm going to quote the guys in this movie before I give my vote. God makes no mistakes. I mean, said nothing slick to a can of oil. Bring that funky flick back.
I like it. Dino Wright, for Idlewild, would you bring this funky flick back or leave it in the vault?
Despite my many misgivings about this film, I'm going to bring this funky flick back because it is an important piece of hip-hop cinema. And I do love bold experiments. I'm all about a bold experiment. So bring this funky flick back.
All right. I'll make it unanimous. I will say for Idlewild, I will bring this funky flick back. I was vibing on it and enjoying it. I was thoroughly entertained, and it is a bold experiment. And I love these guys from OutKast. I rate it highly.
Thanks for tuning in to the Hip Hop Movie Club show. I'm Dino Wright, filmmaker, designer, longtime hip hop fan, and I'm glad to have seen OutKast live during the Smoke and Grooves tour in 2002. With Lauryn Hill, she actually did perform, CeeLo Green, and Jurassic 5.
Nice.
This is a lineup.
I'm JB, 80s and 90s nostalgia junkie, longtime hip hop fan, and I once wrote out all the lyrics to Young MC's Fastest Rhyme. This was pre-internet, so it took a lot of playing and rewinding back on the cassette.
I remember them days trying to remember having to do that. Oh, man. Yeah, and I'm Boogie, a DJ, longtime hip-hop fan, and everyone talks about how nice Andre 3000 is. I like to call him Andre 3-Stacks. But this movie right here shows just how nice Big Boy is. He's a lyrical heavyweight as well.
And remember, don't hate, ideate.